please. If N terminals and C terminals are alternating opposite each other, N, C. Here C, N. Again N, C. Like that. If N terminals and C terminals are present like this, then it is called as beta plates. Okay. Alternating N terminal and C terminal is there. That is anti-parallel beta plated sheets. Then third type of secondary structure. Collagen helix. Collagen helix. What is collagen? Collagen is a bone protein, you know. So this collagen has large amounts of proline and glycine. Collagen has large amount of proline and glycine. You know, glycine has only hydrogen, no side chains are present left. Proline is an amino acid, there is no side chain. R group is a single hydrogen in glycine. Here there is no R group in proline. So as there is presence of more proline and glycine, it cannot form alpha helix. Alpha helix cannot be formed by collagen due to presence of this one. Okay, so when alpha helix is not formed, three polypeptide chains come together and run parallel. Three polypeptide chains, they arrange together and they run parallel. 1 second, I think shaking. Three polypeptides come closer and they will arrange parallel and they run parallel. They are attached to each other. Three polypeptides, not one. Three polypeptides are coming parallel and they run all together in right-handed superhelix, and it is forming right-handed. Right-handed means coiling is right-handed, twisting, rotation, twisting is right-handed. So that right-handed is forming a superhelical structure. That superhelical structure is called this one, which is a triple helix. So triple helix is formed. Triple helix is formed. That triple helix is again stabilized by hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds are formed between that. How that triple helix is formed means one peptide chain. One peptide chain will come here. That one peptide chain will combine with another peptide chain. One around another. It is coiling. And a third peptide chain will come and bind with these two. So, suppose take an example, a thread. A thread. That thread is again inside that a small fibers are there, na? If a thread has three fibers, one thread is there. In the thread, if there is the presence of three fibers will be coiling one around another, na? Like that, collagen helix is present, which is forming a triple helix. Collagen helix is a triple helix where three peptide bonds are joined together. Three peptide bonds are joined together, they come closer and they run parallel to each other, and that is that triple helix is stabilized with the help of hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bonds are formed. This is what we call collagen helix. Sir, due to structure of alpha helix, only some have curly straight hair. Curly straight hair, no. That is depending on, that is another reason. Curly hair, straight hair, that is not due to this one, protein. Dayanand, sir, board is not clear. But for me, it is very clear. I am recording. I will send you recording. Please wait some time. If it is okay, means you can follow the class. If it is not okay, then you can take the recording. Okay? Complete? It was frequently not clear. Sri Vishnu. Okay, you can take recording. Then, third structure. Tertiary structure of protein. Tertiary structure. Many times we went out of the meeting, sir. That meeting was restarted again now. First meeting is ended. Now second meeting we started. Anyway, so this is a tertiary structure. Tertiary structure is formed due to hydrogen bonds, hydrophilic, even hydrophobic interactions, hydrophobic interactions, especially disulfide bonds. Disulfide bonds along with peptide bond. Peptide bond is present between amino acids in a protein. Usually there is presence of a peptide bond. Along with that peptide bond, if there is formation of hydrogen or hydrophobic interaction, then there is formation of a secondary structure. Secondary structure is formed due to hydrogen bonds, hydrophobic interactions like that. Here, along with that hydrogen bonds, hydrophobic interactions, even ionic bonds also. Ionic bonds, there is formation of disulfide bonds. When disulfide bonds are formed, there is developing a tertiary structure in a protein. See here, how disulfide bond is formed. Disulfide bond is formed between sulfur containing amino acids. What are sulfur containing amino acids? Tertiary structure have a single polypeptide chain, sir. Yes, cysteine. One more is there. Sulfur containing amino acids include cysteine and methionine. Yes, Sumedha, good. Cysteine and methionine are sulfur containing amino acids. Between that sulfur containing amino acids, there is formation of disulfide bond. Just to see how disulfide bond is forming first. COOH is one. CH R is there and NH2 group is there. This is one amino acid. Another amino acid I am writing here. This is another amino acid. What is the structure? What is the structure of R chain in cysteine? Cysteine has CH2SH. Another cysteine is there, means that will have CH2SH. These are two cysteine amino acids. That only structure of that disulfide bond only I am giving Dr. Vimal. Dr. Vimal, I am explaining that only. See here. This is a cysteine amino acid. This is cysteine amino acid. Between that cysteine amino acid, by dehydrogenation and removal of hydrogens, two cysteine amino acids are linked with their sulfur. This is called disulfide bond. This is a cysteine. This is a cysteine. These are linked by a bond called disulfide bond. Disulfide bridge or disulfide bond. This is disulfide bond. With the help of that disulfide bond, there is tertiary structure is formed in a protein. Here, how disulfide bonds are present here? Suppose if we take a long chain of protein, somewhere there will be presence of sulfur containing amino acid cysteine, and somewhere there is sulfur containing amino acid. Between that, there is formation of disulfide bond. Due to formation of that disulfide bonds, proteins undergo what? Folding along with the twisting. Proteins are twisted and folded due to SS bonds. SS bonds means due to disulfide bonds, the protein chain will undergo twisting along with the folding. Then there is the formation of this tertiary structure. That tertiary structure of protein we can observe very well in myoglobin. One second, I will draw the structure of myoglobin. Myoglobin backbone. Like this, myoglobin backbone will form. Here, what is this myoglobin backbone? How it is forming? Here, the protein chain will be there, na? Same. Suppose N terminal, C terminal there means wait. Like this, there is formation of a zigzag structure of this myoglobin protein. Wait, I will display. I am not able to hear. I am able to hear. This is structure of myoglobin. Like this, myoglobin will form. See here. This is one end. From one end it is starting here. From one end it is starting here. This is chain. But in this chain, see middle. In middle there is a peptide chain. This is a protein. See here, these are proteins. That means the protein amino acids. Amino acids are zigzagly arranged. That amino acids undergone first folding, then twisting. Twisting and folding both took place in that myoglobin. Both twisting and folding taken place in the structure of myoglobin. One more structure I will display, then you can understand. This is the backbone structure or backbone chain of myoglobin. Where is this? Yeah. This is backbone structure. Protein chain, see here it is starting from here. Where it is starting? See here. Here it is starting. From here it is, see here, coiled structure is going like this. And coiled structure. That coiled structure is like this. See here. This is coiled structure. Like this, there is a coiling of the protein chain. That coiling of protein chain is due to formation of disulfide bond. When disulfide bond is formed, protein chain is twisted. Twisted form is again folded. That is giving tertiary structure. Tertiary structure is best exhibited by a protein called as myoglobin. This myoglobin is a protein which is present in muscle. Myoglobin is like hemoglobin, but hemoglobin is present in blood, myoglobin is present in muscle. Myoglobin. Okay, how it is formed means tertiary structure is formed due to hydrogen bonds, hydrophobic interactions, hydrophilic interactions. Hydrophilic interactions also. Write that answer. Hydrophilic, hydrophobic, even van der Waals equation also. Van der Waals interactions. Van der Waals forces. Due to many forces, protein chain is twisted and coiled, folded. That is forming tertiary structure of a protein. Okay. Then finally, one more is there. The quaternary structure of protein, fourth level. Quaternary structure. This quaternary structure is formed due to more identical or non-identical polypeptides. More identical or non-identical polypeptides are joined. In a tertiary structure, more number of identical peptides or non-identical peptides. So, identical or non-identical polypeptide means here protein. So, many proteins, many polypeptide chains are grouped together to form a single structure. That is called what? This quaternary structure. Okay. Here, and each polypeptide is there, na? Each polypeptide is called a subunit. Each polypeptide is called a subunit. That means in a quaternary structure, many subunits are joined together. Many subunits, more subunits. That means more proteins or more peptides are joined together to give a quaternary structure, and that each subunit is there, na? They are connected. They are connected by non-covalent bonds. With the help of non-covalent forces, many subunits of peptides or proteins are joined together to form a group. That is called what? Quaternary structure. Example for this is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has 2 alpha peptides and 2 beta peptides. I think circulation, body fluids and circulation is going on in zoology. In zoology, you may study hemoglobin structure. Hemoglobin is a protein, chromoprotein actually, that has a heme plus globin. Heme is there, which is color pigment. Globin is there, na, which is a protein. That protein is made up of totally 574 amino acids. 2 alpha peptides are there. 2 alpha peptide means 141 amino acids into 2. 2 alpha peptides are there, now 1 alpha peptide has 141 amino acids. So 2 alpha peptides. And beta peptides are there, now that is 146 amino acids into 2 beta peptides are there. Totally 574 amino acids are present in hemoglobin. So that 2 alpha peptide each and 2 beta peptide are there. Alpha peptide, each alpha peptide has a tertiary structure again. Each beta peptide has a tertiary structure. That means many proteins are joined together to form a complex structure, which is called as quaternary conformation. Quaternary conformation. Okay. That is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. 1 second, I will display that also, then you can understand. Yeah. This is hemoglobin structure. Here RBC are given at the top. RBC are there, na? These are RBC. From this RBC, if you take hemoglobin, in that hemoglobin, see here, this is one protein. That protein has a tertiary structure. This is another protein that has another tertiary structure. This is one protein and this is one protein. Totally 4 proteins are joined together. When 4 proteins are joined together, there is formation of a tertiary sorry, quaternary conformation in hemoglobin. Quaternary conformation is formed when 4 different peptides are joined together. When 4 different peptides are joined together, there is formation of a quaternary conformation. Each peptide in a quaternary conformation has a tertiary structure, and each peptide is called as a subunit. Here blue color, one subunit here. This is one subunit. Total blue color structure is there na back side. Totally this is one subunit. This blue color is there na, this is one subunit. Here red color is there. That is one subunit. This is one subunit. And this is here red color is there. This red color, this is another subunit. Totally 4 subunits are there. 4 subunits are grouped together to form a quaternary conformation. A quaternary conformation is formed upon binding of many polypeptides. Yeah, red color pigment is hemoglobin. In that hemoglobin, 2 units are there in hemoglobin. Heme plus globin. Heme is color pigment. Globin is a protein. That protein is made up of 2 alpha peptides, 2 beta peptides. Each alpha peptide has 141 amino acid. Each beta peptide has 146 amino acid. Okay. This is about structural organization in proteins. Next class we will go to nucleic acids. Nucleic acids will start on Monday. Okay. Any doubts are there? Don't leave the meeting. I will give some important instructions regarding this WPT. For WPT, I will give some instructions. Don't leave the meeting. And 1 second, wait. Number of carbon atoms in fatty acids. You refer once. Fatty acids are there, na palmitic acid, stearic acid, like that. I gave you number of carbons in each and every fatty acid. You refer that once. Okay. Then names of amino acids and structures of amino acid is also important. Names of amino acids and structures of amino acids. Carbohydrates we already discussed. Na? From carbohydrate also you need to study. Lipids usually no problem. Names of amino acids you need to remember. Properties of amino acids also. So WPT portion is from the beginning of carbohydrate up to peptide. Peptide means protein is not included before to protein. Protein is not included in WPT. Before to protein, I gave you about the peptides. How peptides are formed. That peptides up to the peptides. Amino acids and peptides. That is one topic. Okay? Yeah, okay, Sumedha.